All right, welcome back, everybody. So we have Trump back in the news. You actually teased this a little bit earlier on, and I want you to speak a little bit more to it. No more 145% tariffs. Is a China deal coming? So I wonder if there's any update on that since I checked this out this afternoon. But I think what they're saying, the last headline I'm looking at here says how Trump managed to get his much needed China trade victory.
Mm.
China. I'm looking at another headline on CNBC says China sees the U.S. trade deal as a huge win for Beijing. All right. I'm
I think so
seeing.
too. I would think so too, because the first report, that first copy you read,
Mm-hmm.
uh, was was actually saying that it was victory for Donald Trump. I mean, that is
You
completely
think it's
at
a win for
variance.
China? You think it's a win for
Yes,
China or the U.S.?
yes. It looks like in this in this game,
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump seems to be the one that has blinked. Uh,
Mm.
I mean, was the first to blink. And do not forget, because what White House sources are even saying is that now that there is this 360, 360 degrees uh, about turn
Mm-hmm.
from the 145 uh, percentile thing. What they are saying now is that it's been lowered to 30%, and they are given a 90-day window,
Mm-hmm.
kind of moratorium to work things out. And people, another source in the White House is saying that at the end of the day, this may really come back rock bottom to like 10% tariff.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, um, you don't forget, for example, uh, in some of the busiest, it's at all busiest, not presently, because today everything has slowed down at some of the seaports in California, operated by the way, uh, city governments.
Mm-hmm.
Contrary to the huge thing that you find in places in Nigeria where seaport operations or whatever has to be done expressly or exclusively by the federal government. That is antithetical to the spirit of true federalism. Nigeria must learn something about that. Now, in some of those seaports in California, you find out that cargo ships have really reduced to near zero level. They don't show up anymore. And dock workers have been told to stay away for now. So you look at the toll of this on the US economy, the loss is really big. So we cannot just look at the swing or the closing bell at the New York Stock Exchange market and then we say, oh, everything is okay. Now we can sing kumbaya. No, it's deeper than that. And what this time, speaks to is the fact that even as President Donald Trump was stoking all this avoidable tariff controversy, you find out that China was busy opening up new outlets and uh, retailing where their wares go outside there, far away from the United States. So it's not just going to be an easy work to have all these things reworked and come back to pre Donald Trump second term, pre Trump 2.0. There is going to be so much to be done. But the intervention of the World Trade Organization and other multilateral agencies at this time is helping, it's helping to save the day for the United States market. Otherwise, we were really heading for some precipice.
Mm-hmm.
But as it is now, we still have something to hold on to. while we catch our breath. But it is not yet Uhuru.
Hmm. So I'm actually going. There's a video I'm looking for. I'm going to see if I can play it.
Right.
I'm going to say this to the people that might be over celebrating this in the form of "I told you so." We always knew that this guy was going to, pull it off or
Blink.
something like that. I want these types of people to. I want to remind them that a lot of time was lost. In all of that mess, a lot of time was lost, and it's not as simple like you were just saying. It's not as simple as there's a win here. A lot of market value was also lost in the middle of that, and there's just some war that are absolutely unnecessary to fight. If it's this one or not, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying from everybody's from what we're being seen, it just looked like this was completely unnecessary in the first place. So if we came back to exactly where we were 3 months later, that wasn't just even. We just lost 3 months.
That's something.
I'm gonna play this video.
Appreciable. That is considerable.
Yes, that's a big deal. And so if we're going to assess if this was a true win or not, I think it's very important to assess that. Let me play this video for you, and then we'll finish this topic. I'll hear your thoughts on it, and we'll finish this topic.
Breathing a sigh of relief tonight.
And that feeling could spread to anyone who spends money buying things made in other countries. WLWT News 5's Todd Dykes is here with the very latest. Hi, Todd.
Yeah, Ashley and Chris, good to see you. Today, President Trump announced a 90-day pause in the ongoing tariff fight with China. The news well received on Wall Street, even though there are critics who say the White House's approach to global trading partners has resulted in chaos. Rounds of negotiations this weekend in Switzerland between trade officials from the U.S. and China yielded a surprise announcement this morning.
They were very happy to be able to do something with us, and the relationship is very, very good.
What President Trump says China plans to do is cut tariffs or import taxes on goods made in the U.S. to 10%, down from a recent high of 125%. In exchange, the U.S. will lower tariffs the Trump administration imposed on Chinese goods last month from 145% to 30%. It's a 90-day deal that takes effect on Wednesday. Negotiations will continue to make the agreement more permanent. Congressman Greg Landsman, who spent 4 years as a Cincinnati
councilman, this is the comment I want you to hear. Just comments.
Businesses are coming to us panicked. There is so much uncertainty. It is really hard to do any meaningful business and trade with all this uncertainty. There's no strategy to this global trade war.
Kevin Hassett, director
that
of
was
the
the comment.
National Economic.
That was the comment I wanted you to hear.
That is not radically different from the opinion I expressed earlier. It's almost same thing. The you need more than just this courage and expression of toughness to really be able to
to actually win something.
Yeah, to score points that are unassailable. It's not about playing to the gallery to impress a so-called political base, so that they will see you as macho or tough. No, you don't play with real issues of life that way. It's more, for example, all the threat on the what's it called? The chairman of Federal Reserve Bank on fixing interest rates and what have you, trying to intimidate everybody, threatening with sack and what, all those things combined to really stoke that that element of volatility. That opinion just dropped that nothing is stable about this. You find a uncertainty. Yeah, like pushing on the equivalent of nuclear button concerning the economy. It doesn't
just really, because you feel like it.
Yes, to be seen as being tough. Tell me, on immigration, everything is experiencing
serious wrong now. wrong now.
Totally wrong. Ola, totally wrong.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, there's no better way to put it than Ogbeni, he acted spooky.
It's absolutely spooky. Somebody's gonna have to explain. So I'll leave that to those of you that will watch this later and comment. Do you tell me why this move has not been completely a spooky move? you tell me in the comment section. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. We have other trendy stories around the world. We'll be right back.